gonna be fun.
Good morning.
Morning. Well, I don't see what I thought I was gonna say. What'd you think you were gonna say? The Fury on back uptown?
Nah.
This is the fastest one. I didn't think you were here anymore. You never did when I have.
Yeah, I'm here. Say that you were working anymore. Yeah, I'm still working.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh. Front row or second row? Ugh. Do this on the end. I'm not sure how much I'm going to retain this area. Oh, dog hair. Oh. Oh. Morning. Yeah, maybe the new ones are.
Oh, my God.
Morning.
Good morning.
No, don't want to go to you. I don't want to get one. Oh, I'm going to split that hard. You know, I don't know what they did with the campfire that was here the other day. Yeah. We need to turn on the campfire.
That's one of the, what would you say, popcorn, put out all the heat. Campfire.
I don't know where I put it. My motorhome is stuff.
Yeah. Every time we head out for 3 days, I think she's packed for.
Thank you.
Can't leave home without it.
Can't leave
Oh
home
my
without it.
God.
Absolutely.
No,
And you know, last fall, we took our girls to IU. One of ours was playing in the alumni band down there, and we took 4 adults and 3 dogs with us. And it was amazing how much more stuff you needed to take
Oh, yeah.
because you had
Oh,
all of that.
Yeah.
I prefer rural. Ours entertains 6, it feeds 4, and it sleeps 2.
Well, you know, our daughter has her own little place, and but we decided that since we were just going for a couple of nights, we'd just take everybody in the motorhome. And
Yeah,
so
it
we
was
did.
fun all the time.
It was really fun. We had a blast. But
Just assume it's there.
Yeah.
it does seem
Assume it's
crowded.
Yeah.
Assume?
Oh,
Oh, that gets you in a lot of trouble.
I could imagine more than one person in that motorhome trying to help me drive. That drove me nuts.
Well, the girls followed us. We don't. We got ours used, and then Blue Ox was bad, and so we don't have it set up right yet.
Oh,
And so
okay.
they were in the car behind us. It was my first time riding in the passenger seat.
I was very quiet.
He was very helpful and
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
Watch it, Mary. Watch it.
Really helpful.
yes. Good to have another pair of eyes.
I offered to trade you.
Oh,
No.
he does that all the time. We wanted her in the
Hey, I've made her drive because she needs to know how to at least get going. And,
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
in case something happened, but hey, if it drives really nice, this nice one we've got, it's a one-finger deal on the wheel. You just got a bunch of stuff behind you. You just want to kind of know what's going on.
There wasn't anybody within a mile, front or behind. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want anybody
doesn't
passing me. I'm not passing anybody. I just.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just my bumper space.
I was surprised you even offered it.
I drove bigger trucks and stuff and said, like, when I was young, so it doesn't bother me.
Neither.
Oh,
You find out where the center of the road's at.
I got it like that. I got it real
And you look down.
Oh, yeah.
I hated getting the passenger seat.
Yeah, once, yeah.
Down and
My
see what
motorhome
was
was that.
car is.
Yeah. Or the semi going by you and
The
you're,
one I had
you're,
before.
Nose
looks
to
like
nose.
your, mirrors are, yeah, like 2 inches apart.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, since there's very few of you, we're not going to do the PA system. So hopefully I'm talking loud enough you guys can understand. My name's Craig. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the parts department. Most of you see me. Been here quite a while, longer than Ben.
We thought Ben was gone.
Well, that's a lot of people do sometimes.
I'm picking on Ben.
How many of you already have a tow set up? Like 3 of you. So for those of you that don't know, Leon, I'm sure you got questions about yours, so we'll go through it. What we got here is your base plate that goes on your vehicle, this guy right here mounts to the frame on the front. First thing though is you got to figure out if you have a vehicle that you can mount this to, if your vehicle is towable on all fours. So easiest way to do is if you're out looking for cars, or if you want to know if yours is available, look in the owner's manual. It'll tell you right in there, dinghy towing, or flat towing, but most of them say dinghy towing. It'll tell you what you can do, or if you can't tow it. It may tell you have to haul it with the front wheels up. It may tell you can't haul it four flat. It may tell you can't tow it at all. That being said, you'd have to get a flatbed trailer and put it on there and deal with that. Or, I don't have any in stock right now, I've got them coming in next week, or you can do tow dollar, which, if you have to take your front wheels up. 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. If you're going, pay more for convenience with the tow bar and base plate, pay a little less for this, then you got to find a place to put this when you get to the campground over here. Sometimes you can roll it underneath the motorhome if your motorhome's tall enough. Sometimes your spots are long enough you can maneuver it around, or sometimes you might have to park it up front, in an overflow parking at a campground if they have one, and leave it up there unattended. So a little more expensive, but a lot more convenient, easier to hook up. One person can do this setup here. This is the tow bar, which stays mounted on the back of your motorhome in the receiver. When we do a setup here, the accessory kit comes with the locks, so it's got a locking pin, so you can leave it on the back of your motorhome and not have to worry about somebody running off with it. Let's see if we can do this here without being in a receiver. So within your receiver like this, you can have it be up like this and then over, which you're probably not gonna be able to do it with not being in a receiver. It folds over to the side. Then
You were mentioning convenience.
yeah, it's easier when it's in a receiver. But the arms just extend out. These go to your base plate. and extend out and lock in place. And release them, you just do your lever. So yeah, it is, I mean,
Yeah.
for one, they work easier once they're in the receiver, and two, once they get loosened up. Tow bars are rated at 10,000 pounds. This one's rated at 10,000 pounds. So most motorhomes will have a 7-way on the back. So that 7-way cord goes from here. 6-way goes on your vehicle. Just plug will be mounted. Nice little spot on the base plate. Look at this here. Nice little spot on the base plate for your electrical adapter. This will take care of all your lights. So when your motorhome's lights are on, your lights are on your vehicle. One other thing about the tow dolly, if you do this, you do not have to have it licensed. You get a certificate of origin when you buy it, and that's it. You don't have to have a license. And they do have lights. It has a 4-way flat. The ones we sell here have surge brakes. So you've got brakes back there. And then your lights on the trailer, so you don't have to have anything wired up on a vehicle. This is also nice if you have maybe multiple vehicles you might take. You don't know what you want to take. Or if you're the type of person that trades vehicles a lot, this might be a better option for you. So it just depends on, everybody's different. State of Indiana, anything over 3,000 pounds is supposed to have a braking device. So we've got this system. This is the one that we tend to go with. It's made by Demco now. It used to be made by a company called SMI. Started here in Newburgh. We kind of worked with them when they were developing. They bought Motorhome from us. We tested it out for them. Easy system. This one here is the stay and play. This is if you have a gas motorhome. Okay. Diesels have air brakes, which they have one called an Air Force One. So it's 2 separate systems. This box gets mounted underneath in the engine compartment of your vehicle you're towing, so you don't see it. If there's not room, sometimes they'll mount it underneath the seat if there's room underneath the front seat, so you don't see it, but generally it's in the engine compartment. This little box here gets mounted on the side by your left foot. You just flip the switch on, and then any fine-tune adjustment, if it's braking too hard or you can't feel it back there, you can adjust the sensitivity of the brake controller, and that's it. All the wiring's done with it, so you don't have extra wires hooked up. All the wiring is done with this one cord, and then you've got your safety cables obviously as well. So I noticed you pulled up in a Jeep. It's already got it on there, so if you want to see what one looks like on a Jeep, the Jeep's parked right out front here. You can see how it looks. Ever have any questions if you're looking at a vehicle or you're out shopping or whatever and you can't find the owner's manual, you can call us. As long as we're open or whatever, we'll get the information for you and find out how your vehicle's towable. Does it need to be? Can you do a base plate? You have to do a tow dolly? Can you even tow it? We had one the other day. The guy thought he could tow his vehicle. But his particular model didn't have 4 low on his. I think it was an Expedition or something. And that particular model had to have a 4 low to be able to tow it on all 4. So he found out he couldn't tow that one. So Jeeps are by far the easiest for towing. So I know for some people it may be harder to get in and out of, or Jeeps, or they don't like the ride. But Jeeps are by far the easiest to set up and tow. So more and more vehicles nowadays, newer vehicles, they're not making them as easy to tow on all 4s. Some of the SUVs, if they have a neutral safety switch, or the 4-wheel drives have a selector that you can put them in neutral, transfer case in neutral. That's usually an indication you can tow that one on all 4s. So, as far as on the base plate, these are the tabs that go in and lock into place that the tow bar will connect to. So when you're not towing, you can pull those out, You don't have all those sticking out the front. Most of the time, the color blends in with the front bumpers. Some of them you can see. Some of them you can't hardly see them at all. All you see is 2 round holes sticking out. Just depends on the vehicle and the make of the front end of their vehicle, the bumpers and stuff. Let's see. Like I said, easy hookup. One person can hook up. You get close enough, that bar in there, you can adjust those out. You pull away, they lock in place. Get everything set up. The Jeeps, when you go in, put the transfer case in neutral, and you're not racking up any miles on your vehicle when you're pulling it. And just on your tires, so you just got to remember that your tires won't have as many miles as it says they do, or they'll have more than what it says. But my dad tows his. He's got a 02 Honda CRV, I believe. He tows behind his. We've been towing it. He's been towing it for, his motorhome's a 2001, so he's been towing for 21 years, same vehicle. Blue Ox, I mean, I'll push Blue Ox because they're the easiest and the most reliable. In 20 years, he's on his 3rd tow bar, I think. So, I mean, they do wear out as much as you pull them. A lot of times you go to rallies. If you go to a rally somewhere, Blue Ox, they will rebuild your tow bar for free. And they'll take it apart, replace the bushings in it, and the bolts, go over it. And if it's not safe, they'll tell you, but they do all that for free, freshen it up. They did that for one of his ones here. Easiest to hook up. All their tow bars, because they have other models, they've got ones that are aluminum, they're a little lighter weight, but also they don't, 7,500 pounds per vehicle. We usually go with the 10,000 just to cover everybody. We do have some people that like to pull F-150s, so they're a little heavier vehicle. But all of their tow bars work with all of their base plates, one setup. There's another brand, Roadmaster. They have different base plates for the look you want, and you have to buy the brackets to fit that to match whatever tow bar you got. It's just more of a hassle. So, like I said, Blue Ox by far the easiest to work with, the best. No issues out of them. Stand behind their work. Like I said, we've never had any issues. The braking system, like I said, 3,000 pounds limit. Are there people that tow without them? Yes. If they ever get pulled over or there's an accident, they probably will be ticketed if they don't have something. So it's your own risk. A lot of people think they've got a big diesel pusher with a small Jeep Wrangler back there. It doesn't weigh much. They're fine. They use the brakes on the motorhome, to stop. And you just wear out the brakes on the motorhome, with that extra weight back there. So this is your safety advice, kind of like we're pulling a trailer or fifth wheel. You've got a brake controller, same thing. I do have some handouts here. I'll do just some of the basics of towing. Dingy towing, but they put a travel trailer on the front.
I'll share. I'm the groundsman.
Tow dolly setup. When doing a tow dolly, there is, you've got some restrictions in the vehicle. The width of the vehicle has to be able to go on here. If it's too wide. Sometimes you've got a car that's a little lower to the ground, so you've got extra ramps you can get to help get it up there, or you put boards or something down to get it up on there. You just got to watch that these ramps that are fixed on here aren't rubbing the bottom of the car when it's driving. The smallest one I've seen was either I believe it was a Mini Cooper or something that was on there, and it was pretty tight. The bottom on there, so you got to watch that. I believe 82 inches width is what our tow dollies are, the max width on those. And your front wheels move with the motorhome on this this plate here. It moves. So, like I said, you don't have to have light hookups on that. So if you're not sure about, like I say, we've had one customer, he likes to trade vehicles a lot, so he went this route. So he can do it. Like I said, you have to find a place to put it. Some people at your house, then you got to find a place to put it at your house too. So just depends on what you're after, what you're looking for. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I have a Nimco set up I bought years ago. Now my bar's starting to have some serious wear on it. I'd rather not take that front end apart and put another base plate on it. Do they make an adapter?
Most of the time, if you want to go with the Blue Ox, they've got adapters that will work with your base plate.
Great.
So all I would need to see is maybe your tow bar that you've got. Just know what vehicle you've got, and I can get you
Okay.
adaptive brackets. And what they do is take these bolts out. These come off, and they put new ones on it to match whatever base plate you've got.
I was
So,
gonna say, but the rest of the setup looks almost exactly, you know.
so yeah, some of them had. Yeah, some of them were different. Before they had. Let's see what was I can't remember what they had before these pins. They just had a regular hook that came out, kind of like on the Jeeps
Yeah, I remember
with
seeing
the
that.
big bumpers, and so it was just a tube. You know, it didn't have this centerpiece in here. It went around and through. So
Yeah.
it just depends on what we've got. They've got brackets for pretty much everything. You can
Okay.
change those knuckles out on there, not have to change anything else out. Now those knuckles, they are. Depending on which ones they are, I just got some for a Jeep the other day, and I think they were about $350 for
For the changeover
two knuckles. Yeah, two knuckles, and then the pins. These pins here, they go through. Should come with those two.
How much does the bar run?
12
How
bars
about the whole setup?
around 1100. So if we were to do the setup here, you got about with the braking system, you got about 14 hours worth of work. So with parts, labor, everything, it's around $5,300 to do a vehicle. So it's tow dollies 20. See, the price went up on them. They're right at $2,300. So kind of for a comparison, had a guy here yesterday wanted to get a price on the setup, but he's only gonna make two trips. So he's just decided to put his car on a flatbed trailer. He's got a flatbed. He's just going to flatbed trailer it for his 2 trips that he's got to go out west and down to Florida instead of doing all this. But, more convenient, but some people would have a flatbed trailer already. They'll just do that just because they've already got it. Once again, we talked about this with him. He's going to have to find a place to put that trailer when he gets down there. So. Any other questions?
Plus, just overnight, it's a lot of work.
For
The trailer,
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're
unhook and everything. or
yeah, if
getting
you're
a spot.
stopping somewhere for one night or yeah, sometimes I mean, depending on where you're at, some spots may be long enough. Depending on the size of your motorhome or trailer, you might be able to pull it in, leave it hooked up, but a lot of places you're probably going to have to unhook. I know this is going to be a short seminar. Any questions?
How much is it to just put in the braking system?
Braking system was. Hold on. Let me get I didn't.
And then for a diesel, because you said that one there is just for gas, right?
This one here,
Yeah.
and they're the same price with the gas
Okay.
or diesel, the system itself. Let's see here.
They say diesel.
Around $2,500, I think, just for the braking system. Is what that
Labor.
out of that. That's parts and labor and everything. Yeah.
How much is the unit just itself?
Unit itself is about $1,350 plus tax. So we sell. Like I said, they're the guy that puts them in back there. He's pretty good at hiding by, so you don't do anything. And with this, there's also a light that gets mounted up by your rear view mirror in the vehicle that you're towing. So if you've got camera or mirror, you can look back there and you can usually see a little red light that comes on, so you know your braking system's working. So Yeah, I had a couple of people that we didn't do the system for, but they asked what this. I said, I got this red light up here. And I said, well, that's so you know that it's on working. So 'cause you don't have anything in the dash of the motorhome to know. Now there are other braking systems. These are the ones that we go with that we like because you don't have to put them in and out. There are some like Brake Buddy. Blue Ox makes one. It's a box you put in there. You put it in the floorboard. Pushes down on the pedal, everything's in that self-contained in that box. Then you're putting it in and out. You're carrying it back with you. Oh, you left it at home accidentally, or this. Once you hook up your cord, you just flip your switch on that, and you're ready to go. That's it. So there's no in and out. The other system, if you're towing different vehicles, I had one person that's got 2 base plates on 2 different vehicles because they take 2 different cars. They went that route with the braking system so they can just put it in and out. So they didn't have to have one on each. They just, they're saving money by just putting it in and out. So with that one there, you usually got you got your power wire you got to run and have some wiring visible to hook the box up, the brake box that you put in and out.
How much is the in and out?
They were about, I haven't checked one lately because we haven't done one. I want to say they were around $1,000 for one of those, but don't quote me on that because we probably haven't done one of those in 5 years. Everybody seems to like to go this route where they don't have to mess with it. Do you have one?
Yeah, I got this. I came in wanting a different brake system. You guys talked me into that, and I'm glad you did. It is so easy. Flip a switch, and
Yeah.
and I've got it on the Jeep outside if anybody wants to see it. Install
But we can all take a field trip.
it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Admission's $2.
Gotta go fast.
$3.
You like your Patriot?
Wait a minute, the price is going up here.
You know, depending on how long we keep this unit, we may switch out, but that's all I have time for, we put that in there.
Yeah, I mean, we used to sell, Brake Buddy was the one we had because we had a Roadmaster display. Brake Buddy was the one. We did sell a couple Patriots, but then it got to the point that nobody was buying them anymore. They were all going this route.
Well, yeah, that makes more
Set up.
sense.
So sometimes it is a challenge on the vehicles underneath because you see the size of the box. So sometimes there's not a whole lot of room underneath the deck or the hood, between the hood and the engine or somewhere. But Greg back here in the shop, he's pretty good to find a place for those. So. Any other questions?
How long does it take to do? I mean, you bring your unit in, and how long?
So usually what they'll do is they'll schedule you bring your vehicle in first, the car, truck,
Okay.
whatever. Like I said, it's about 14 hours worth of work total if they're doing everything. So they'll get the car done, ready. Usually there's about roughly an hour and a half worth of work done to the motorhome. That's it. Just to check everything out. So they'll have you bring the motorhome in the day you're going to pick your car up. Just wait on it. Once it's done, then they'll go through the setup with you, show you how everything hooks up, works, and that's it. Or you can bring both at the same time. If you got some, another vehicle, just somebody you can bring both of them. We get everything done. You come back and pick it up. They run through everything, hook up, and disconnect with you.
They had the vehicle for 3 days. If that was your question.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're wanting total time, yeah. And it just depends on their schedule back there in the shop, how long. But yeah, usually it's like I said, it's about 14 hours worth of work total.
Okay.
Some of the vehicles that you tow, Jeeps, some of the Jeeps, you could do a bulb and socket kit, which is basically they drill a hole in the back side of your tail lights, put another bulb in there to activate the lights. A lot of the new ones with LEDs, or there's no space in there, they do what they call a diode kit. So they put diodes in there, and it utilizes the lights that are in there, so you don't have to go into the lights like that and put a bulb socket kit. The accessory kit that we sell has, with all the electrical, has both kits in it. It has the diodes and the bulb socket. So depending on the vehicle, you're covered with either one of them. Also comes with a tow bar cover, so you can keep that covered up on the back of the motorhome, keep the elements off of it. Comes with locks, like I said, so you can lock the tow bar on, and then it's also got pins that lock up here as well on your vehicle. So here's the diode kit for the wiring. It's it. They also make what they call easy wiring harnesses that harness right in to the existing wiring underneath there. A little less on labor, but the parts cost more. So it's kind of a trade-off. You either have more labor and wire this in, or you have less in labor and then pay more for the wiring kit. So it ends up being a wash. Any other questions? Well, if you don't mind, we'll go out and take a look at his Jeep and you can see what it looks like on the front there.
Test drives?
That's $25.
Gotta start the engine.
Boy, you are just.
Entrepreneur.
Woo!